Hey, welcome to the Always Sports Talk Show. This is part 2 of our segment here with my co-host Thomas Berkey. This time we're going to talk a little bit about the playoffs and who we think the Cavs will be playing in the first round of the playoffs, because obviously the Cavs got locked up for the number 1 seed throughout the playoffs. So way to go, Cavs. Good job you guys. And LeBron James, congratulations to you for winning your second MVP in a row. We all know that's going to be the case. The only guy that has a legitimate chance of maybe beating LeBron of it is Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant might do it.
But I think LeBron James has it in the bag. But
Kevin Durant, look at what he did with the Thunder. Look what he did with the Thunder.
I understand that, but we're not going to get into debate about
the most
MVP.
improved team by far.
We're not getting into debate about MVP. This is about who we think the Cavs will be playing in the
We'll talk about MVP later.
Maybe, if there's time. But anyways, back to reality. There's one spot left open in the Eastern Conference playoffs. It is the 8th seed to determine who plays the Cavs in the first round. Not that it makes a difference, but somebody's got to play them. And the two teams are the Chicago Bulls and the Toronto Raptors. The Bulls currently hold a half a game lead on the Raptors. But today, Boston will play Chicago, and tomorrow, Toronto plays the Knicks. So mathematically looking at this, Toronto has the easier chance of getting in that 8th spot over the Chicago Bulls, since the Bulls are playing the Celtics and the Raptors are playing some team in New York that thinks that they're going to be able to get some big name top free agent when they're probably going to have to sell some for a dud and maybe even nobody other than just Trace McGrady. But that's a whole nother show right there, folks. So really the whole debate begins of who is it going to be, Boston or Chicago. Or no, not Boston, Chicago. Boston or Toronto.
Toronto.
And I think even without Chris Bosh, I think Toronto is going to slide in to the playoffs ahead of Chicago. Yes.
Nope.
Without Chris Bosh, Toronto is going to sneak in.
Nope. Chicago. Boston. We'll talk about this later about our favorite teams, but Boston is my favorite team. I have a lot of relatives from the Boston area, but Chicago will beat Boston, and Chicago has a better chance at beating the Cavs, although that's slim to none. They have a better chance of beating the Cavs than the Toronto Raptors do without Chris Bosh.
I totally agree with you there, but I don't think Chicago's going to beat Boston tonight. I think Chicago would have to beat Boston tonight, and I just don't see it happening. And do you really think the Knicks are going to be able to beat the Toronto Raptors?
Yes, they have a chance.
I'm not saying they don't have a chance, but Toronto's got some good basketball players. Even without Chris Bosh, they still were able to push the Cavs a little bit there in the Cavs last game when Chris Bosh left in the first quarter after he broke his nose.
Yeah, like fractured his face.
Yeah, so you can't sleep on. I'm sorry, I don't think you can sleep on Toronto. And Boston's going to treat Chicago like it. Boston's going to want to go into the playoffs with momentum. They're a team that's really been trying to find their identity this year. You know, because everybody knows that they're getting up there in age-wise. You know, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen are all getting up there in age. So they've really had a hard time finding their identity this year, especially their bench players. So I really think they're going to come out acting like this is a playoff game, and they're not. Bulls are not going to hang with them. I mean, not to say Bulls. I think it'll be a good game. You know, I don't want to take away their Bulls because they got some good young talent there, but I just don't think they have enough to beat a Boston team who's trying to get momentum going to the playoffs.
Well,
Boston needs this game, I think, just as much as Chicago does. Where the Knicks don't have anything to play for.
But
they could throw a bunch of high school kids in there tonight.
But what you have to look at is the Bulls know they have a chance against the Cavaliers, whereas the Raptors don't. But the Raptors still want to do it, just for the sake that Chris Bosh could be back by the second or possibly third round. The Bulls have a better team than the Raptors, even with.
Well, yeah,
Chris Bosh.
they do. Bulls do have a better team. I'm just looking at it as the last game before trying to figure out the 8th seed. You cannot tell me that the Bulls have a better shot of getting in than Toronto.
No, what I'm saying is that they have a better shot even with Chris Bosh.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Well, yeah, they would have be a better matchup for the Cavs, but I don't think it makes a difference who the Cavs play the first round. The first round is, I mean, they might split the first round as far as we know. Bulls might win one, maybe. But I really think the way the Cavs are playing and the way they've got a great. We all know they have a great bench. I mean, come on, anybody that can have J.J. Hickson, Anderson Varejao, and Zerdrunas, just those big guys coming off the bench. Delonte West, when he's not in his bipolar problems, and Daniel Gibson and Jamario Moon. They got some guys that come off that bench and play. So I don't think it's going to make a difference who the Cavs. I think there should be no reason why they don't get the NBA championship.
And if they do, it's going to be almost like last year. Only it's going to be Cavs and Lakers. Cavs and Lakers.
And that's even a debate. The Lakers. It's no easy road for the Lakers to get there. I mean, Denver is a team that can knock out the Lakers. San Antonio is going to be tough to beat in the playoffs, and so there's really some tough competition. So it's not an easy road for the Lakers. And really, if you had to take your pick on who you thought was not going to get in, the Cavs or Lakers in the NBA championship, I think more people would probably say the LA Lakers, partly because they're pretty weak. Their bench isn't as strong as it was last year. But it's hard. I mean, Denver is. I mean, obviously with Carmelo Anthony and Chauncey and Billups, those are pretty two good players that can pretty much score. I don't want to take away the Lakers. Lakers are a good
Kobe
team.
Bryant.
Yes.
Odom.
I'm not saying the Lakers aren't good, but I'm saying. You look at this year on paper, you hear a lot of people say that the LA Lakers aren't the same team as they were last year.
Well,
I mean, and it's probably because I think they basically took the pick. They had you keep Trevor Ariza or you go with Ron Artest. And it's a toss up either way. I mean, Artest is a veteran guy, so you get that veteran leadership. But and I think the Lakers will get there. I really do. I'm not saying they're not, but it's the Western Conference obviously is the tougher conference than the Eastern Conference by far. I mean it's pretty much always been that.
You have Kobe Bryant who's led them to numerous championships,
and there's Kobe Bryant,
and he's been their number one from the beginning, even the beginning of the year. They still have the second best record in the NBA.
Oh no,
even without the same team last year. So I think they'll go to the championship.
Well, I think they will too. I'm saying I think they've got the harder road because there is teams like Denver and San Antonio and even Phoenix. I think Phoenix got in. We'll have to. I'm not really sure.
But it will be the Lakers, Cavs. Lakers will win. Kobe has more experience. Kobe,
I don't
in my
know.
opinion.
I don't know.
I think LeBron is better than Kobe, but Kobe has more experience. Kobe has a better shot.
I think this year the Cavs will win the NBA championship.
No, LeBron can drive better. Kobe has a better shot. He can shoot the three.
You talk about that. All right, let's just look at what I just said about the guys coming off the bench for the Cavs.
We're going on 9 minutes.
To match up with Lamar Odom and Gasol, Shaquille O'Neal, Anderson Varejao, J.J. Hickson, Jameson can probably even play with guys like Lamar Odom. So really, it's a hard take, but I think the Cavs will. It'll go down to 7 games, folks. Game 7, Cavs will win on LeBron James 3-pointer. How about that for an NBA championship for the Cavs?
My prediction: Lakers will win. Game 7, 101-93.
Wow, he's going to go to the score. Hey, folks, thank you for listening to Obi Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, and here's my co-host, Tom.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a great day.